What's up, friends, family, and other creatures of the sea? Today we're going to be having a look at a best of 3 played between Byun and Armani. Armani known to make the round of 8, or is known to have made the round of 8 once in the GSL. Byun is known to be a BlizzCon champion, so players of different caliber achievement-wise, but at this moment I feel like they're relatively close in skill. Byun has been up and down a bit lately, inconsistent with his results, inconsistent with his play, and his build orders are different. I will give him that, they're different. And we are already seeing that here, as he doesn't open up with the Reaper. Mr. Reaper not opening up with a Reaper. It is just really odd to see how different Byun plays in comparison to all the other Terran players that are currently playing. If you think of the most standard opener, just your average 6 or 8 or 4 Hellion opener into Banshee, into Viking, into a Hellbat all-in, just anything basically, Byun almost never opens like that. He loves his reactor first builds with these 7 or 6 Marine or 8 Marine drops, whatever it is. A couple of cars in the back as well. He really likes playing with those, but I feel like very often he doesn't scout as well. And the rest of his units don't really give him the scouting. B, it feels like he doesn't really get as much done as other people get done with their initial cars. Because, well, let's be real, Marines just aren't as flexible as 6 or 8 cars are. You can't just rotate easily with 7 Marines. You always have to use a medevac, which really limits your possibilities, because Queens just destroy medevacs. I understand why you would mix it in every now and then. In this initial move out with the 2 Marines looking for that Overlord, of course, can be very powerful. But if you don't get that first Overlord, personally, I'm not a huge fan of this. It's going to be going 6 Marine into Hellions immediately after. It is going to be a double gas opener before 3rd command center, which once again means that the economy for Byun here is going to be a little bit worse. At the same time, if we take a look at what Armani is doing, he's just spreading his creep carefully, slowly. Speed is on the way already, 3 more Queens on the way as well. Ooh, this Overlord is actually going to get taken out. This Overlord is in a safe location. I like this move out. Just before speed finishes, I don't think Byun can go too far forward with this. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. 2 Hellions at home. Medevac is about to pop out as well as the tech lab starts on the barracks here. We have a lot of gas in the banker for Byun. Makes you wonder if the second gas even is necessary. Look at that. Unless the follow-up is going to be Banshees, which would make very little sense. This has to be Stim almost, no? Might just be Banshee. Okay, it's fake Stim, real Stim. Fake Stim. Okay, it's gonna be Banshees. I'm thinking that second gas makes... Even now, look how much gas he has. Still 200 in the bank. He barely... He didn't mine 200 yet, did he? You started what, 2250? Yeah, he barely mined 200. I wasn't quite sure if it was 2250 or 2150. It's weird that he's loading this much gas. It really is. Anyway, 8 Marines are gonna be going into the main base. We don't have an armory, so this might look scary. And Armani, of course, is aware that there could be an armory here. It actually isn't. There's a lot of links out, 23 to be exact. Run-by is going to hit a little bit too late if he does want to try to run-by, because there's already a full wall. These Marines might go for a scan. No scan. Just looking for Overlords at this point. Just hunting for Overlords, I would even say. These Hellions are hunting for links. And neither of these groups will get what they want. I like how all of these Hellion flamethrowers just turned in unison. When they stand still, look at them. Look at them. They all reset to the same location. Oh, as they're going in. We might not actually end up seeing it. Eight Marines still here in the bottom as well. Going pretty ham. Banshee Cloaking Field is about to finish up. Both Banshees being kept at home, or at least the first one's being kept at home. Extra barracks on the way as well. We now have a reactor on the factory. I like that a lot. We're going to be seeing mine production starting immediately. There's no Roach Warren inside, and thus I think this is the correct call. Hellions denying a fort base, Marines denying the fort base here. So 2 fort bases are being denied at the same time. And somehow actually Armani does need to do something about this. He's gonna lose another worker. Oh, no, he won't. But does force a cancel. So that's a 75 minerals down the drain. These Marines will be able to move into a decent position and get it. pretty okay trade, honestly, against these links. Loses 2 Marines, kills like 7, 8 links. Now the Banshees are coming in as well. I'd love if these pre-cloak. And when I say pre-cloak, I mean they cloak before they get in vision of anything. Let's see if Armani is paying attention. Right now he's not really. Right now he's not at all. Oh wait, I'm in Byun's vision. Well, Armani has no clue about the Banshees either, so that's nice. Interesting spore location is going to help out. That was a fast response though out of Armani. Immediately starts the Overseer. Is going to lose 4 or 5 workers before the spore manages to burrow. But once it burrows, it now is going to be a safe mineral line. This medevac is moving forward. Not the biggest fan of that. It's probably just going to go down. It's not being microed. A little bit sloppy there out of Byun. It's going to lose that medevac. So even going to lose a Banshee here if he isn't careful. Banshee survived with 2 HP. The aliens return back home and there is a decent marine force. It seems that there is multiple ways to roam. All the roads lead to Rome, and in this case Rome is a decent mid-game. I think that Byun, even though he opened up a bit weird, I don't think that is a... I don't think he's behind from that. So, yeah, I don't think if he loses that's going to be one of the reasons. The map might be another reason, of course. Light Shade, one of the greater maps. He's a little bit behind in supply, and the Hydras are out very rapidly. The bad thing here for Armani, actually, is Armani just gonna all-in? I'm just looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, this looks like a 1-1 all-in. Yeah, okay. I'm like, he has really little workers, but his supply is quite good. And he's just gonna be getting 1-1 upgrades. Look how well he's spending his money. He's completely dry. This is beautiful. There's a lot of banelings in here as well. Does have the baneling speed. There's no creep here, which is going to be painful. There is 2 tanks, but I'm not sure if these tanks are going to be enough. And well, these tanks aren't going to be in position. That's the main issue here. Armani's in this weird position where he wants to... Oh my god, this is a great flank. Well, it could have been a great flank. It still is going to be a great flank. I think Byun is absolutely caught off guard here. The absolute great tank shot, so managing to take out a lot of these banelings. A couple more snipes going down. Byun, though, has no real defense at home anymore. He has a bunch of marines. He's going to need to snipe every single baneling if he wants to win. Instead, he decides to pull the SCVs away. We'll be able to lift this command center. Decent micro so far out of Byun. Needs to lift this. Yes, there we go. Needs to lift those marines as well. Do we have a tank on the way? Yes, we do. Command center's taking a lot of damage. There's a lot of depots here. Also, quite a decent amount of oversupply, though, so... It's not going to be the end of the world if those depots go down. Banelings are rolling in. 64 workers still alive for Byun, but that's going to change very soon as these banelings start hitting SCVs. 15 workers go down. I have a feeling that Byun's just pretty dead here. GG gets caught out on the map, and just straight up dies. First map goes to Armani here in this best of 3. 2000 atmospheres is going to be the map of choice here for Byun. This seems more like a Terran map in my opinion than that last one. I wonder what maps they veto. It's actually very funny how different Terrans mainly perceive different maps. All Zergs say that every map is a Terran map and they're pretty uniform in that. But Terrans, they're different. Some Terrans love Blackburn. Others say, well, it's good, but it's not the greatest. Some Terrans say that Oxide is really good and others think, well, Oxide isn't actually that great. So, I think most Zergs tend to really dislike Oxide, and they really dislike Blackburn. And they also really dislike Beckett. I think every Terran does agree that Beckett is good, but then, in a lot of the higher stakes tournaments, Zergs just have a prepared build on Beckett, and they actually tend to win it. I've noticed this, is that the map is really good for Terran, because it's such a small map, but it also means that rushes just kind of hit hard, and you do need to be completely on top of everything on Beckett in order to not die, because holy crap, that rush distance, like 3 seconds. It's actually an insanely short rush distance. This time we have a... Oh, Marine first. Marine Factory, okay. Now this is a build order that's actually really cool. Let me explain this to you. There is... Let's say that there's 3 realistic options that you have with a barracks before gas opener. We're not going to be talking about gas before barracks, okay? Because that is economically quite weak and it's just not very good. It's not played. Now, what Byun did here is what we... is a factory before reactor. So there's 3 options I was gonna go through. So you have Reaper Marine Reactor, or Reaper Marine Factory, then Reactor. This way your factory is going to be at a pretty late time. It is the same if you play Marine Reactor Factory from a barracks gas. Your factory is going to be what we would consider a standard time, which is relatively late. However, what Byun did here is a Marine Factory and then a reactor. This allows him to get his drop out or his cars out about 15 to 20 seconds faster. And, ooh, so we have an 8 Roach Rush coming out of Armani. Alright, so both players really switching it up. And Byun, of course, known for not scouting at all, has 0 information. Right now he's figuring out if his opponent actually spawned or if he's AFK. Also still a possibility, of course. You never know what happens in these tournaments, guys. Oh, this heli was so well timed. Look, he's this is so funny to watch with the vision. Armani is, of course, and deservedly so, extremely afraid of getting spotted. It's gonna get spotted, by the way, by this medevac. But yeah, this medevac now manages to hit at 405, 407 into the main base if you boost properly. It's gonna be going back home. Usually it's going to be somewhere like 432, 435. That's maybe even more like 25 seconds or so. Nah, you can hit a bit earlier. 425, 430. It depends a bit on the map as well. But yeah, this fast factory allows you to just get very fast starport units, very fast factory units. We also see that that Banshee is out already, even though it's been produced after the first mine. This is going to be a destruction. Byun's absolutely going to destroy this. Look at this. Needs to pull the SCV still, though. Don't want to be losing any SCVs. But he has so many units. He has a medevac. Ideally, he doesn't lose the cars either. Good control. Good control out of Byun. He's not going to lose a single car. Absolutely blast this. And at this point, I would say it's time to go, Armani. Just leave the game. Save us a little bit of time because Byun has this. You know it. I know it. You have no creep. You have what? 3 queens total. Banshees with cloak are out. There's a massive army on the map, which means you need to build more units. You can just... This is the problem with roach rushes. It's not necessarily that you have little drones, it's that you have no queens whatsoever. Look at that. You just don't have the money to get more queens. He's just gonna straight up die here. You think he's just gonna straight up die. There's no detection yet. Spore is going to arrive 2 seconds too late. Look how many units there is here. How are you going to defend your third base? I just don't think it's going to be possible. Medevac actually tanking a couple of shots. Needs to be careful there. Banshee is going to be guarding the ramp between the natural and the third. Now decides to go back and rather than attacking the road. Yep, GG. No, absolutely agree with this. Should have left the moment this push failed because there is no way you're going to hold or get into a good economical position. Very nice hold here out of Byun with this cool factory before reactor. And Reaper skip, managing to hold. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. We'll be going into game 3. Game number 3 is starting here. Going to be on Romanticide. I'm so curious to see what Byun. It's really nice to watch something different though than the standard Hellions every now and then. Once they, we're gonna start with the Reaper here. Mr. Reaper himself. Gonna be opening up with a Reaper this time around. Also goes for a Scout. Probably realizes he needs to switch it up every now and again to not get completely abused by early game all-ins. Like a pull first. Or like a... well, just a pull first actually. I don't really know. Maybe a proxy hatch? Technically could be a possibility, right? Put a proxy hatch over here. Byun doesn't scout. Ta-da! 1 game. Second depot going down right here for Byun as well. And we'll see the factory come up soon. Oh, the Korean third base is being taken. The Korean third base is being taken. I'd love to talk to Lambo sometime about this. Lambo, Serral, Rainer, Elaser, they all love that forward third base here. Allowing that creep spread into multiple sides, but giving you a slightly harder time in the early game against harassment. And almost all Koreans take that triangle third base, giving them an easier time against harassment, while giving them a harder time spreading creep to their potential 4th and 5th bases. Making it harder to take a 5th base overall, because this will always be your 5th base. So there's a little bit of a divide there between the regions, I would say. Now you might be wondering, what do North American Zergs do? North American Zergs tend to not take a third base. Most of the time they don't even have a natural. They go for they all in. Proxy edge. So they're not really part of the conversation. Alright. They're allowed to join the table once they get built more than 24 drones in one game. Just Reaper, whoop! Beautiful nade. Can't do anything with it, but it still feels good to hit a grenade like that, I think. It's just a mental edge more than anything. Reapers look really cool. The other day, I spent like legitimately 15 minutes just admiring all the units in the game, zoomed in on the highest graphics. Just open up a unit test map and just sat there looking at the units and how they move. And like the shadows and stuff like that. Like, look how sick the shadows move of the queen. I don't know, I found it so impressive. I just sat there, I was like, I can't do that. I can't even draw. It's actually a pretty sick story, but when I was a kid, like 16 or 15, we had this, I think it's called art, basically. It's like art and, I don't know, like music maybe included. But basically your artistic side in school. And I got graded on a curve because I was so incompetent. Like, I try hard. So the teacher, this guy is a good teacher actually. I never thought of it at the time, but he acknowledged that I work hard, but that I just couldn't do it for whatever reason. So he always graded me separately from the other kids. And got graded on the curve. He said, he's like, I know you try your best, Kevin. I know you put in work. It's just not very good. So for you, this is a 7.5. Thanks. I should call him sometimes. Send him an email. That I appreciate that he realized I put in the work. I never thought of that until just now. And that was very nice. Great guy. Friendly teacher. Art teacher. I hate drawing still. But I'll tell you all about my drawing experience after this little Hellion skirmish. We have a big Ling run by as well, actually. There's a bunch of Banshees out as well, but they're not going to be enough. This is going to cost a couple of SCV's lives, at least 2. We might get 3, we might get 4. Ooh, someone offers 5? No. 4? That's a lot of Lings, though. Wait, there's a Nidus as well. I've been missing absolutely everything this game. Oh my god, here I'm talking about my high school life. I think Byun is pretty... Well, is he dying? He does have a crap ton of cars. If there was an armory here... Oh, armory starts immediately. I love that call. He's thinking long term here. He's thinking long term. 2 more Hellions on the way. It's gonna be getting a reactor. Yeah, you should just get any unit you can right now. 15 workers have gone down on his side already. These Banshees and Hellions are not going to be enough. These two cars, what are they gonna do? I completely missed the fact that we were playing a Ling Queen Nidus. There was nothing here to spot it. There's not even the observer saw it coming. And how can Byun possibly see it? There is triple CCs though. That is a big deal. Armory is about to finish up. A lot of these Lings are falling down. This Liberator is halfway done. I'm not even sure if you want to be going into Hellbats at the beat. What? Why would you pull them now? No! Your armory finish up in 2 seconds. Okay, here we go with the transformation. Banshee goes down. Liberator is about to push out as well. I think Byun might just have it, no? He has so many units. Liberator siege up. Liberator siege up. There we go. We'll be able to dish out a lot of damage. These SCVs now need to be pulled. Now they're supposed to be a shield. GG! If he just keeps these SCVs here with these, wouldn't that be really good? 38-38. Wait, did he lose a CC in the main? Holy crap, what did I miss this game? He didn't lift it. Okay, maybe that's why he left. Well, in that case, he couldn't actually lose the SCVs. Then the mistake was not lifting the CC. I completely missed that. Well, the things you miss when you're thinking about your old art teacher. Thanks so much everyone for watching. I hope you had a great time. We'll be seeing you all next time for a new video. Maybe even a best of 5. All these best of 3s are so short these days. That's not okay. Alright, bye bye. Ciao.